Check it out, guys, the all-new 2018 VW Atlas. And Volkswagen is going bigger than ever with this 3-row crossover. And this is the top 10 unexpected surprises about this new Atlas, and that's coming up right now. Number 10 on the list is price. The 2018 Atlas starts at $30,500 for the 4-cylinder turbo, but there is a catch. The 4-cylinder is not going to be available for a few months. When the Atlas goes on sale in May of 2017, the VR6 model is going to be the only one available in front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive, and that model starts at $31,900. By the way, the model you see here is the SEL Premium with these nice 20-inch rims, and the price for this is $48,490. Yes, it's getting pretty expensive. That doesn't include destination charges, and there's one more option that's not on this Atlas, and that's Captain second row seats. And the R-Line package you can also get on this is not available quite yet. There is something else though. There's a launch edition. For $33,500, you can get a limited number of launch edition vehicles, and those come packaged with a panoramic sunroof, HomeLink garage door opener, and an 8-inch screen infotainment system. For number 9, the Atlas comes standard with LED headlamps, and this is low beam, high beam, and daytime running lights. Even the base car has these headlights. As for style, VW is introducing a new design language with the Atlas, and I actually think the front looks good and unique. The side profile resembles some of the other competitors, but I think overall, and especially in this color, I like it quite a lot. Number 8 on the list is the chassis of the Atlas. It's built on what Volkswagen calls the MQB platform, which means the Atlas is also related to the VW Golf and VW Passat. The Atlas is produced at the Chattanooga, Tennessee plant, and it's basically on the same line as the Passat. That's pretty amazing to me because the Atlas is a large vehicle. Exterior dimensions are about the same as a Ford Explorer, and it has a lot of interior space. Number 7 on the list of surprises is what Volkswagen calls digital cockpit. It's basically a 12.3-inch screen which replaces the gauge cluster, which is completely configurable and customizable. I would expect this in an Audi, but in the VW, granted at $48,000, it's a little unexpected. Number 6 is all about what's under the hood and also what's not under the hood. The Atlas launches with this VR6 engine. It's a 3.6 liter, produces 276 horsepower and 266 pound-feet of torque. VR6 designation means it's a very narrow angle V6, which means the engine is very compact and fits nicely under the hood. It's also very torquey. Maximum torque is just over 2,700 RPM. A little later, the Atlas will also be available with a 2-liter turbocharged motor, 4-cylinder, which is only mated to a front-wheel drive configuration. That engine produces 235 horsepower and 258 pound-feet of torque. Both of these gas motors are mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission, and the fuel economy is not stellar. For the V6 front-wheel drive, it's 18 in the city, 25 on the highway, and 20 combined. And actually what's missing here, there's no turbo diesel option and also no hybrid option yet, and Volkswagen is not quite ready to talk about electrification for the Atlas. I just switched into sport mode, and the driving dynamics of the Atlas are pretty good. It's not quite as sporty as a Mazda CX-9, but I think it's near the top of the competitive segment. Suspension is really well tuned, it's comfortable, but it's relatively flat in corners. Driving dynamics of the Atlas are near the top of the class. You have probably heard of park assist systems which help you park your car either parallel or perpendicular. Well, Volkswagen is doing something unexpected, and this system can help you park forward, and that's number 5 on the list.
So this car is equipped with 12 ultrasound sensors.
Okay.
There's 6 in the front, 6 in the rear, and 4 of them are facing to the sides.
Okay.
So if you are under 20 miles an hour, it will automatically scan and look for an open parking spot. And I just drove by and I said, this is a good idea.
Okay.
I can push the button now, and I set the turn signal to the left. You see, the car will actually do the steering for you. So I'm controlling the car.
The speed of it.
I'm just using the brakes. The car will roll by itself because it's an automatic. But you see there's a little progress bar on the left side.
Okay.
And display, and that will actually tell me when I'm supposed to change the gear. And you also have the acoustic information, so you know how close the car is around you or not. And that's pretty much it. And a nice thing about the area view camera is you can click on that view, and you can see from the top how where the cars are around you.
So it's right between the lines, so it did a pretty good job.
Yes. The second scenario that I'm going to show you is how we can pull into a parking spot. Let's say I'm trying to get in here and I realize, oh, this might be a little bit tight.
It's not working, no.
I can still push the park assist button, and you'll see in the cluster that I can put in reverse, and now it will actually do and try to get into this parking spot.
So it'll try to fix it for you.
It tried to fix it. So you might not, as I said, not plan to do the park assist maneuver, but there might be situations where it might be a little bit tighter and where you need some support. This car will actually do this for you.
Number 4 on the list is what VW calls CarNet and App Connect system. This is basically the Android Auto and Apple CarPlay integration with your mobile phone, and it's standard across the line. You can get it on the base model as well, and it's also keeping in pace with all the latest software from Apple and Google. And it's a welcome surprise. It's really nice. Number 3 on the list has to do with safety. First, the driver assistance technology package includes pedestrian detection, so that helps you navigate city streets more safely. And second is the post-collision braking system. VW engineers figured out that about 25% of the time when a collision happens, there is a subsequent collision. And the second collision is actually more dangerous than the first. So the braking system on the Atlas will try to slow you down after the first collision. Number 2 on the list is the configurable 4Motion all-wheel drive system from VW. It lets you configure several parameters, including hill descent control and the traction control systems. And it's a really nice feature considering that there's 8 inches of ground clearance in the Atlas. So you can actually take it off the beaten path. That's a cool little surprise. Number 1 unexpected feature, and I think this is the main strength of the Atlas, its interior passenger room and cargo capacity. I'm just over 6'2" feet tall, and I'm sitting behind myself really comfortably in the second row. Great headroom, great legroom, but this is not all. You can slide the seat back, and check this out. The seats move away. I can actually climb in the third row, move the seat back, and I still have headroom. I'm touching a little bit in the top, but great legroom here. Behind the third row, 20.6 cubic feet of space. If you fold the third row down, 55.5 cubic feet of space. And if you fold down the second row, 96.8 cubic feet of space. How does this compare? Well, let's step out of the segment for a second. Chevy Tahoe has 94.7 cubic feet of space altogether. That's 2 less than the Atlas. And if you look at the Explorer, the Highlander from Toyota, and the Honda Pilot, this has the most volume overall. The 2018 Atlas is not the most powerful or the most fuel efficient or the fastest 3-row SUV in the class. But this is a very large 3-row crossover, and the interior laid out really well in my opinion. Seats are comfortable, even in the 3rd row, and that's the main strength of the Atlas for the family, and actually for a big family as well. Whenever we do a top 10 list, there is always a bonus, and in this case, it's the payload and towing specifications. If you get the tow package from Volkswagen, maximum towing is at 5,000 pounds, which is not class leading. Payload rating is at 1,200 pounds. And if you do an aftermarket hitch on your Atlas, the tow rating drops down to 2,000 pounds. And that's pretty surprising. Go back to tflcar.com for more news, views, and real-world reviews, and of course, first drives like this.